How did you end up in Las Vegas?
My mother, wonderful human being through and through, when I was young, I actually did a Picha Kucha on this, about my exploration on art and my artistry
Yeah.
with accidental art. Um, my mother had found singing at a young age. And I remember that when I was a child, they used to have like these little booths that you could go to in the malls and record covers of songs and get them on like cassette tapes. And I remember that specifically because it was the thing that got her to start singing with a guy who by the name of Bob Lenz, and I will remember his name for the rest of my life. He was a Elvis impersonator,
Okay.
and she ended up having a voice that was substantial enough to be able to participate and be his backup. So she started off as a backup singer where he would go to like car dealerships and do like entertainment when they were doing, specials or whatnot.
Yeah, sure.
And that's how she started. And it was through that she ended up meeting, so there was this place called the Charcoal House where we used to live. It was when karaoke was a big fad at the time, that she would go to and sing, and she would do covers and whatnot, and she would sing there. And Leonard Bloom used to manage, why am I forgetting her name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. He ended up coming out to this place at one point,
Yeah.
and found her and was like, hey, how would you like to sing in Vegas? Vegas was a big deal at the time. There were a bunch of acts that were going around. That was before they had like Legends in Concert and all of these acts of prestige at the time. And it was like I imagine, and I don't want to speak for it, but I imagine it was probably one of the craziest moments where it's like, oh, I finally made it. A manager is picking me up because they see my talent and
Yeah.
they want to take me to the big leagues, to Vegas.
Sounds like a fantastic escapade.
Sounds like an amazing, and I mean, I was along for the ride.
Yeah.
And so, it was awesome because I got to watch my mom pursue a dream that she had for the longest time. And I got to see what that looked like and her efforts to be able to do that. And it was the thing, I kid you not, it was like moving to the Hamptons, man. We went from living, modest means, trying to get by, to having it was the first time I ever had a room with my own bathroom.
Wow.
It was the first time I ever had an indoor pool, man. Like it was, dude, I kid you not, it was like moving up to the big leagues.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing. And that was how we ended up. So there's this street called Tamiyasu. It is the street that, God, Mike Tyson lives on.
Okay.
Legend. We used to ride the bus. The bus would come and pick us up. There was times where he was training and we would see him running with his bodyguards as we were going to school. It was the craziest thing.
Why does Mike Tyson need a bodyguard?
We used to joke about that all the time too. It's like, it doesn't even make any sense. Who would ever run up on this guy? But people need them because it's just what it is. People are crazy. But that was a big reason why we ended up moving to Vegas, was because my mom ended up getting this opportunity, and she ran with it. And so it was what got us out of what felt like, not really being able to get by or scraping by at the time, and it was the thing that at that moment was like the silver lining of all of the efforts that she had put through and done and all of these things. Unfortunately, the diamonds aren't always as bright and as valuable as you think. Those things, all the things that always shine aren't always gold.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of the lesson, because it ended up being, not what was brought. It was the first time from the outside I was like, oh, contracts are horrible.
Okay.
And they definitely aren't what you're thinking they are sometimes, Like,
Yeah.
we'll get you in a big house, but then I'm going to own you for the next 10 years was essentially what happened. So yeah,
Did she do it for 10 years?
No,
Oh.
she ended up working for one of the so my mother is a phenomenal typer. She is probably one of the I say she is one of the smartest people that I've known in my life at the time. She had amazing clerical work, and I only say that because it ended up getting her to become an executive assistant for one of the top lawyers in Las Vegas. And in that effort,
Mm-hmm.
that lawyer helped her get out of what would have been a binding contract.
Oh, got it.
And it was because of that ended up just, her.
It kind of sounds like that was the way like Vegas worked, right? I mean, even if you look at Elvis Presley's story, he was imprisoned in Vegas, basically under a contract to sing all these songs, go on stage every night.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
a jail cell for him.
Yep. The things that come from contract that you don't know when, again, desperation puts people in a place where anything that looks like salvation, they'll bite at any point, not seeing that there's a hook attached to it, and you're going to be mounted on the wall as a trophy for the person who's going to really get most of that money. And it was Vegas for a great deal of time.
Mm-hmm.
And, for what it's worth, she did get out of it. She did have other ventures. She ended up singing as a Celine Dion impersonator.
Wow.
For Legends in Concert, which, I mean, still at the time, one of the biggest shows at the time when they were there. She was one of the bigger acts that was in that scene. But it's what helped her I would say it's what helped her build the confidence to start creating for herself.
Sure.
And she started putting bands together. Now, I mean, God, she's doing bands with my best friend, who is a prolific drummer. Just some amazing shouts out to Chris Foster.
Okay.
Yeah. His dad, like multi-gold album winner, a creator, substantial artist. But they finally connected and started putting music together as a group.
Yeah.
And so, it's just amazing. Black Rose. Shout out to Black Rose. I got to shout out the name.
So Black Rose is your
Black
mom's?
Rose is mom's band. Yep. And
Black
she had
Rose.
been doing that for a while.
So how can we find
Shout out to Darren
content?
Hurst.
Yeah.
Content, you can find it on Facebook. Elena Crockett. Elena sings. Vegas Chick Rocker.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Apple Music?
Apple Music. Well, so she does cover music.
Okay.
Not unfortunately, she does great. I mean, there's very few people who can hit the range of Journey and the like and Heart. I mean, God, she's amazing in that regard. But yeah, no, she's out in Vegas. She put a band together with one of my best friends from high school.
Okay.
And I mean, they've been out there doing it, but she's been doing that for years.